Hi guys, Master Indigo here and welcome back to yet another Payday 2 video. The last few days, ever since Overkill announced that they are resuming the production of Payday 2, I have been thinking about making a video about this, and this is basically 5 things I want Overkill to do. It's not necessarily 5 things Overkill will focus on, but these are my personal opinions on what Overkill should focus on. And there are more than 5 things, but these are the main part. Number 5, I think these are numbered. I'm not sure if this is a priority number, but at least number 1 is more important to me than number 1. And number 5 here is more weapons. Yes, the game has tons of weapons. Yes, there's mods that have even more weapons, but I think that many people do appreciate more weapons, even if they are similar. But I do think what Overkill should do is introduce new weapons, maybe even new weapon types. And what I think is important is that the new weapons are not just reskins of existing weapons. There needs to be something different about them. We don't need 10 different M4 variants. We don't need 10 different AK variants. We want something different. If you want some easy content for a free update, I think there's still some weapons that could be added. Well, not like single weapons that could be added as an akimbo update. There are still some that aren't included in Payday 2 by default. So I think that's something you should focus on a little bit. Maybe each DLC introducing one weapon, but you should focus on not making them too similar to something we already have. And that's kinda different because there's already so many different weapons in the game. But something different, not too similar. Number 4, more heists. Obviously, heists are what keep people in the game. Repeating the same missions over and over again and getting more to do is always fun. There's new builds to try on, but always what keeps people returning are new heists. The first few screenshots from the border crossing heists are not too promising, I don't think. They look a little bit too reusing assets. That they are reusing too much assets, but if the core gameplay of that heist mission objectives and everything is fun, I don't mind that you are reusing assets. Obviously, I think that's always something good to focus on. More heists, maybe add a bank or two, and there's election day. Plan C is something you could add as a standalone heist, also easy content for a free update, and there's more. I think you can kinda see where this is going. More weapons, more heists, and more things altogether. I don't think you should add any more paid heisters or even free updates. The game has already too many, and I think adding more heisters is expensive. So I don't think we need any more heisters, but weapons and heists are something you should focus on. And maybe even without new characters we could get new perk decks, because that's not something that's completely unfeasible to do. Number 3 is workshop support for mods. I know that there are mods for Payday 2. There are many people who enjoy them, as I do. In Mod Workshop there's thousands and thousands of mods for Payday 2. Some great, some terrible, and everything in between. This came to my attention that the developer of The End Is Nigh added workshop to his game, The End Is Nigh. And the sales increased 1000%. Yes, 1000%. That's insane. The full price increased 1000% even after the game was on sale. The game continued to gain more and more sales, and I think Overkill would really benefit from getting more sales. And there are already so many great mods on Mod Workshop, and if it was just easier for people who don't understand anything about modding to use mods via something like Steam Workshop, I think it would be really good for Overkill. And I don't know how hard it is implementing something like Steam Workshop, but Overkill, I think you should really look into that, because you already have a mods, thousands of them. You already have some sort of mod support on your game engine, your game folders and so on. But if you just make it a little more refined with Steam Workshop, that will bring you a lot more replayability to the game, to have more players. But also you should be kinda careful what you allow on the Steam Workshop if you still want to do paid DLC, because it might limit on what you can do and what you can use and what people will pay. If there's DLC weapons on the Steam Workshop, will people buy those weapons? Because there's a free alternative on the mod page. Anyways, I think it's a really important thing. Not something I can see Overkill is doing, but I hope Overkill will at least think about, because if that 1000% is even anywhere near what Overkill would get from this, it would be really, really good for them. Because, well, I don't think Starbreeze is doing too well. Anyway, number 2, something really important I think, is Infamy 3. 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I think, was when they first introduced the Infamy 3 plan they were supposed to do. They had in mind endless Infamy and some upgrades you could buy with Continental coins that would boost your character. We all know that we haven't still gotten Infamy 3 and it's still missing. I actually have video from 2 years ago linked down below about me talking about what I want in Infamy 3. I just watched it myself and I think most of what I say still applies. So if you want to see what I want in Infamy 3, there's a video linked down below, so go check that out. And I think Infamy 3 is something they could do. It doesn't require assets if you don't do new heists or anything like that. If you do masks as an unlocks, skins and things like that, it doesn't require as much work as something else might, like a new character does. And many people do like their numbers going up, even if there's not too much stuff to unlock. And I could see myself grinding to at least Infamy 100 if there's something good at the end of the line. Just, I don't think the Endless Infamy was greatest idea, but something like 100 or 1000 Infamy levels is what I think is best for like the final Infamy update. And number 1, quality of life improvements. Payday 2 is littered with problems and it all goes down to the diesel engine. Yes, it's an old engine and you keep adding more and more stuff to it and it doesn't handle everything too good. It just keeps on breaking. Crashes are frequent. The game doesn't run good on some heists. And, well, there are still many things you haven't added that have been fixed by mods. If you just go list some quality of life mods on Mod Workshop, you can see something that would be really easy to implement by Overkill themselves, and I think that's something they could do. Anyways, and these were kind of like 5 important things I think Overkill should focus on now that Payday 2 is back from the dead. What do you guys think yourselves? Do you want Infamy 3 or do you think it's too late for that? Do you want new characters, new perk decks, new heists? What is it that you guys want? I think someone from Overkill might see this video. Wouldn't be the first time they watch my content, so if you're listening, these are my opinions obviously, and the survey you did, I think you have a good idea what the community wants, but previously Infamy 3 has been one of the most requested things and I think you should still focus on that. Maybe Spring Break event 2020, you could think about that. Maybe there's like a 6-month gap between now and then. Maybe that's a good time to develop a good Infamy 3 system. And if you need any help with ideas, I'm open for DMs on Twitter and Discord. Just hit me up, Overkill. I'll do it for free. Well, anyways, that's all I had really to say about this thing. Whenever the DLC, the Border Crossing Heist goes live, I will try to make a video about it as soon as I can. I mostly work evening shifts, so I might not be able to make videos straight away. It might be a day or two even. In the worst case scenario, I'll try my best to have it out on the same day as the update goes live, but you never know, I can't make any promises. Anyways, that's all I had for this video. Leave your thoughts down below. What do you think Overkill should add in the future, both paid both free? And what do you think should be paid and what do you think should be free? I think Infamy 3 should absolutely be free, and Heists can be paid and so on. Something that adds more content like that can be paid, but quality of life improvements obviously free. Anyways, as I said, this is all for now. I'll see you in my next video. Master Indigo signing out.